We'll see about spanning tree. To solve the looping problem, the IEEE specification requires that switches use the spanning tree algorithm to create loopless topology. In graph theory, a spanning tree is a graph in which there is no loop, but in a switched LAN, it means necessary uh, for creating a topology in which each LAN can be reached from any other LAN through one path only, no loop. So if you see this figure, a system with four LANs. So LAN 1, LAN 2, LAN 3 and LAN 4. Okay. So we have shown physical system and its representation in graph theory. So we have both the representations. We have shown both LANs and switches as nodes. The connecting arcs show, see these are LANs and switches as nodes, and the connecting arcs show the connection of a LAN to a switch and the vice versa, switch to LAN. So arrows are there. To find the spanning tree, we need to assign a cost to each arc. The interpretation of the cost is left up to the system's administrator. We have chosen the minimum hops. The hop count is normally 1 from a switch to the LAN and 0 in reverse direction. So the process for finding the spanning tree involves 3 steps. Every switch has a built-in ID, normally the serial number, which is unique. Each switch broadcasts this ID so that all switches know which one has the smallest ID. The switch with the smallest ID is selected as the root switch, root of the tree. We assume that switch S1 has the smallest ID. It is therefore selected as the root switch. Okay. And the process of finding the spanning tree involves 3 steps. This is what we were talking about. The smallest ID is selected as the root switch, and we assume the switch 1 has the smallest ID, so it is selected as root switch. The algorithm tries to find the shortest path, a path with the shortest cost from the root switch to every other switch on the LAN. So when you try like this, you will get such a result. The shortest path can be found by examining the total cost from the root switch to the destination. We have combined the shortest paths created to get the shortest tree. So the shortest path can be found by examining the total cost from the root switch to the destination. We have used the Dijkstra's algorithm for doing that. So forwarding and blocking ports after using the spanning tree algorithm. Note that there is only one path from any LAN to another LAN in this spanning tree system. This means there is only one path from one LAN to any other LAN. So no loops are needed. Port 2 and 3 of bridge S3 are blocking ports. 2 and 3 of bridge S3. So bridge S3 is that is bridge S3. 1, 2, 3, yes. 2 and 3 ports are blocking ports. No frame is sent out for of these ports. So part 1 of bridge S5 is also blocking type. No frame is sent and out of this port. So you can tomorrow it may cause loops to be created, but generally no loops are created here. Advantages of switches. A link layer switch has several advantages over the hub. We discuss only two of them here. Collision elimination. A link layer switch eliminates the collision. This means increasing the average bandwidth available to a host in a network. In a switched LAN, there is no need for carrier sensing and collision detection. Each host can transmit at any time. Whereas connecting heterogeneous networks or devices, a link layer switch can connect devices that use different protocols at the different layers and different transmission media. As long as the format of the frame can be at the data link layer, that does not change. A switch can receive a frame from a device that uses twisted pair cable and sends data at 10 Mbps and deliver the frame to another device that uses fiber optic cable and receives data at 100 Mbps. Coming to routers which operates at layer 3, you can see the wired LANs and servers connected with Ethernet switch to to the through the router to the internet, and we we try to uh, allow communication between wired and wireless systems, and we were able to communicate with the internet through the router. So router is a three-layer device. It operates in a physical data link and network layers. A router is an internetworking device. It connects invent it connects invent networks to form an environment of internet network. Router is a three-layer device. As a physical layer device, it regenerates the signal it receives. As a link layer device, the router checks the physical addresses, source and destination contained in a packet. As the network layer device, a router checks the network layer addresses. So when you compare with router, repeater and switch, so the major differences go like this. A router has a physical and logical address for each of its interfaces. A router acts only on those packets in which the link layer destination address matches the address of the interface at which the packet arrives. A router changes the link layer address of the packet, both source and destination, when it forwards the packet. So this diagram will show you how it really works. Okay, so we have a multi-port bridge here, and we have a repeater which can operate at this level, and here these are the LAN segments, and they are connected through multi-port switch, and through router they connected to external internet, and the communication to the server happens at 100 Mbps, and mail server again 100 Mbps, and so on. A router changes the MAC address it receives because the you could have seen, because of the MAC addresses have only local jurisdictions. So here it is a gigabit LAN where the data is being sent, and the MAC address is used to communicate only within the LAN and between LANs. When you want to move out of this bigger LAN, you require a router to connect with internet. So with this idea about various internetworking devices, we will pass on to other topic in the next class. Thank you.